At dawn, off Sardinia's eastern stone coast, a silhouette surfaces without sound. No wake, no plume, just glass and composite easing into the morning. Locals assume it's a research craft. It isn't. The machine is called Orpheus Line, part submarine, part yacht, part data auger of the very wealthy, built to travel beneath shipping lanes and above the old ruins that cities built before they knew the ocean was rising. Orpheus Line is a 110-meter AI-designed sub-yacht drawn not by naval architects, but by a generative design suite trained on naval hydrodynamics, marine biology, and luxury hospitality. The hull uses a spiral pressure geometry, 3.8 meters thick at the keel, tapering to a crystalline observation plane that can hold at 600 meters depth. Propulsion is electric hybrid, twin rim-driven thrusters with a silent cruise at 14 knots submerged, 22 knots surfaced. A battery spine, 132 megawatt hours, charges during surface runs and at dock via inductive pylons in Monaco and Dubai. The AI's brief was unconventional. Build a vessel that could cross oceans without being watched, with the comfort of a penthouse and the self-sufficiency of a research lab. The result feels less like a superyacht and more like a private undersea embassy. The owners, there are three, treat the craft as a counterweight to visibility. In a decade where wealth has shifted from display to insulation, Orpheus Line is the new perimeter. There are no helicopter pads, no gold trim, no name in chrome. The asset is deniable. AIS beacon off, radar profile minimized, satellite images misclassified as oceanographic platform. Charter rumors place the weekly rate around $3.4 million, including crewed pilots and oceanographers, not for parties, but for deals. Locked away from journalists and rival funds, negotiations unfold in a pressure-stable salon where a transparent vault door reveals the continental shelf like an aquarium without glass. This is leverage capital's quiet phase, where the economy's next pivots are staged 6 atmospheres beneath the hull. Inside, the perspective distorts. Lighting is low, filtered in blues and late warm whites that mimic winter morning offices. The lounge is narrow yet long, 26 meters, so you walk as if through a corridor of muted screens. Only the screens are ocean, squid, ropefish, manganese nodules glittering on the seabed. Meals are taken in silence, except for cutlery and the hum of environmental stabilizers. Every surface absorbs vibration. The AI handles navigation without announcing itself. It adjusts pitch by millidegree, so wine never ripples. Guests sleep in modules that resemble first-class rail cabins, except the windows open onto pelagic dark. Insomnia becomes observation. You start recognizing the shapes of drifting sharks the way others recognize traffic patterns. The real thesis behind Orpheus Line isn't privacy, it's latency. Undersea cables still carry 99% of global data, and they map the ocean floor like a nervous system. From 400 meters with imaging sonar and optical lidar, the vessel can chart cable corridors, survey choke points, and study the maritime geography of the world's internet. For hedge funds betting on infrastructure and telecom consolidation, that intelligence is frontier grade. Cable outages have moved indices. A new link between Sicily and Egypt can shift bandwidth markets across 3 continents. The vessel's AI ingests that information, models it, and sells it quietly through offshore vehicles. Nations have noticed. A NATO memo leaked last year, labeled sub-yachts, unmonitored dual-use platforms. France proposed licensing. Singapore considered taxing submerged transit. None of it stuck. Too new, too ambiguous, too distributed among private jurisdictions. The ocean is becoming transparent, mapped, instrumented, traded. Orpheus Line sits at that threshold, a prototype for a class of vessels that treat the sea the way satellites treat low Earth orbit, not as wilderness, but as infrastructure. In 10 years, the wealthy may not need islands or towers or jets. They may need corridors, fluid, quiet, jurisdictionally flexible paths where influence moves faster than governance. For now, Orpheus Line surfaces only when it must, to change guests, to charge, to remind coastal cities that power doesn't always fly or sail. Sometimes it rises from below, dripping salt, without a single camera noticing until it's already gone.